Ready to start. Before we hit the gavel, we're going to start with a moment of prayer. Mr. White.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Board of Trustees, administration and staff, and all community members. My name is Randall White. I'm a pastor, but my heart's mission is community and outreach. I didn't come by myself. I didn't come by myself. I came by bearing gifts as well for the board. I have a book that we wrote over the pandemic. Me and a couple of other co-pastors came together and was praying for around this nation. And so we've seen a lot of miracles and we see the hand of God moving. So I come bringing that for you. And if anyone else is in the crowd, one of the ladies asks for one, I'll make sure that I get that to you as well, free of charge. If we can go before the Lord in prayer, please bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for today. Father, first and foremost, we thank you for life that is precious. And we thank you for each and every individual that's in this room. Father, for the gifts, the plans, and the calls that you have on their lives, Father. Their lives are precious in your sight. So, Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy, your love and your compassion, from keeping them from day to day and even this day. Father, we bless this board, this administration, this staff, Father, this community. Let the showers of your blessings and your presence reign over University Park, Father, like never before. Touch this meeting tonight, Father. Give them wisdom, give them sound direction, give them peace in your mighty name. For we know, Father, if we include you, the road will be made right and the path will be made straight. So tonight, this night, we include you. Have your way. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Chuck. This meeting is now called to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Present.
Present. Please stand for our pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. General public comments. I have Ms. Starr Lawson. 1 second, please, Ms. Lawson. Oh, yes. Thank you, Trustee. Before we do the public comments, Trustee Frank, go right ahead.
All right, before we do the public comments,
this evening. We're going to do a quick special presentation. This presentation is entitled Modern Day Black History. So we have some special young men in the building today, residents of University Park, some young men, and we're extremely proud of their accomplishments thus far in their lives. And we want to take a moment to celebrate them. So first, I'm gonna have the 4x2 team come up front. So just come up front right here and stand up front. Okay, so I'm explaining everything to them. So y'all come up front right here. Come on up front.
All right.
All right, so a couple weeks ago, these 4 young men traveled to Eastern Illinois to participate in the Illinois High School Association Track and Field State Championship. These 4 young men are alumni of the University Park Lions program, as well as alumni of the Uptown Wrestling program. These 4 young men traveled to Eastern Illinois to participate in the 4x200 track and field event. And it's with great honor to present to you the 2022 Illinois State Championship. 4x200. Great time. Participate against teams all across the state. And we're extremely excited and proud of these young men from the village of University Park. And I also want to acknowledge that Coach Franklin, if you can stand up and wave your hand. Also a resident of the village of University Park. We just want to say thank you for all of your hard work and your commitment and giving back to these young men. And I'm sure you're a very proud coach at this time. All right, next I want to bring up Justin Thomas. So Justin Thomas is another University Park Lion alumni, University Park Uptown Wrestling alumni, and he has made history this year. This year he has made history as being recognized as the Calvin Mall Athlete of the Year award, which was presented to him by Homewood Flossmoor High School, and we'll still have a picture on the wall next to the other greats that received the same award. Justin also made history as the first Uptown wrestler to transition into high school and also placed in the Illinois High School Wrestling State Tournament as he placed 3rd place last year. Congratulations, Justin. Next, I want to call up Malik Morgan. Another University Park Lion alumni, as well as an Uptown Wrestling alumni. Malik has maintained in between a 4.0 and a 4.5 GPA the entire time he's been in school. Malik just walked across the stage as class of 2022 summa cum laude. Woo! Modern day Black history. Let me put something in perspective. Together, this group represents 6 Super Bowl appearances for the University Park Lions, 3 Super Bowl championships. The first group of kids to represent the University Park Lions at the National Championship Tournament in Orlando, Florida. And those are just their accomplishments with the University Park Lions. With the Uptown Wrestling program, this group combined represents 16 state finalist medals. Joshua Franklin making history as the first University Park resident to compete in the Illinois State Wrestling Championship. All while this group has managed to keep an average GPA of at least 3.4 as they compete in all their sports. So to the boys. You all have exemplified core components and elements that we work to instill in you all through the University Park Youth Athletic Association. And here's my message to you. Right now, you're in a phase of your life where I consider you all rising stars. As you transition into college, into your professional career, whether it's athletics or just a professional career, my prayer is that you all transition into superstars. And I'm not just talking about superstars in the sense of being rich and famous. I'm talking about superstars in the sense of finding eternal peace, eternal happiness. Going into a career doing something that you have a passion and love to do, but somehow God allows you to get paid handsomely for it. True superstardom. But the word super in the Latin vernacular means above, over, and beyond. So what that means is, at some point, you're going to have to raise above the rest of the pack. And when that happens, your circle gets a little smaller. But that's okay. Because you can't take everybody with you to superstar. Everybody can't go. So that's okay. Here's what to watch out for. And some of you have already begun to see it because I've had these conversations with you. The more success, the more hate, the more jealousy, the more envy. Because see, there's this thing about sometimes people just hate you because everybody else loves you. And what you'll find is that the more success, the more hate, the more envy, it comes to a point in your life where you learn how to use that as fuel. You use it as motivation. And that's when you learn how to do that, it does nothing but make you better. What you learn is that miserable people, they don't like to be alone. They like to bring company in with them. So if they're not happy in their lives, they want to tear you down and bring you into their company. Pay attention to those things because it's already started. It's already started. 3 things I'm going to leave with you. These are 3 things that I have instilled in these young men because 90% of these young men have played in the program since they were 5 years old, which means they are Lionheart recipients and they've been under my leadership for years. Here's 3 things that everybody's going to agree with. 3 things I've made sure that you guys have. The first thing is hard work ethic. I've always taught you all to work hard. And not only did I teach you to work hard, I worked hard with you. I ran with you. Did push-ups with you. Take the hard work ethic with you for the rest of your life. The other thing is discipline. Think about when you played for me. We were like soldiers. You couldn't even stand in the crooked line. Sweat the small things. The discipline that you guys attain, take that with you. And the last thing, on many occasions, we prayed together. Nobody has ever played for me and not prayed with me. I taught you guys at a young age that prayer works. Take that prayer with you. And I have one ask. The only thing that I ask is once you transition into superstardom, you go away and you take a page out of my book by coming back and giving back. young, black, successful, educated man. And I give all my credit to success because I continue to give back. I continue to give back. I continue to give back, and I continue to be blessed. I continue to give back, I continue to be blessed. I didn't make it to the NFL, but I've been making six figures since my late 20s. Me and my wife own multiple houses, and y'all know I got cars. Success, because I continue to give back. That's what I credit it to, as well as education. So, on this day, you all are going to be entered into a special club. And this club is called the Distinguished Alumni Club. Because of your academics, because of your athletics, because of your character. And just so you all know, together we have fed the homeless, we've cleaned up the community, they participated in 4 Crane Park rebuild projects. Community service is already instilled in them. They have the character that's necessary to be successful young men. And today we begin to change the narrative on what our black young men look like. When I'm asking, should we dress up? I said, no, be yourself. Because this is what 4.5 GPA look like. Please step forward. It can look like this. You can have a suit on. You can have a suit on, or it can look like this. It don't matter.
That's right.
All AP class. Be yourself. Malik Morgan, step forward.
Right.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Association. Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas is headed to the University of Indianapolis on a full scholarship. Welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Association. George Sappho. Welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Association. Edward Clark. Welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Association. Lionel Phillips Williams. Welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Association. Joshua Franklin. My son. Welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Association. Y'all tell me why this making a picture. And trustees, if you don't mind, come up front, take a picture. Come in.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
And please.
Coach Franklin. Just for the record, Coach Franklin above 2 state champion homes in track. My grandson ran with it. He got one of those.
Which one ran the touchdown on my boys?
Probably all of them.
All right, everybody look this way. Small but mighty is what we got right here. Thank you.
All right.
They grew up in the baseball program, they grew up in the basketball program,
That's
and
right.
some of them also grew up in the Boy Scouts program. So
Show you right. Show you right.
Good job. Congratulations.
matter what, maintain your honesty. No matter who whispers in your ear.
Okay, who got the top? Oh, I know. All right. Lawson, you. Okay. You must get up there. All right. Coach.
Okay, Ms. Lawson, your 3 minutes starts. Sound your voice.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I want to share with you the public access opinion request for review from the Office of the Attorney General and to the listening audience. Open Meetings Act, improper remote meetings during a public health emergency. Dear Ms. Lawson, Mayor Rudez, and Clerk Jones, this binding opinion is issued by the Attorney General pursuant to Section 3.5 of the Open Meetings Act. For the reasons discussed below, this office concludes that the Village of University Park Board of Trustees held improper remote meetings on January 25th, 2022 and February 22nd, 2022. On March 7th, 2022, Ms. Star Lawson submitted a request for review alleging that the Mayor of University Park, Joseph E. Rudez III, has been holding Board of Trustee meetings, but not allowing the residents to attend in-person meetings. These board meetings provide no link on the website for residents to have access to these meetings. On March 8th, Ms. Lawson called Public Access Counselor Leah Bartel, clarifying that her allegations pertained in relevant part to the board's January and February regular meetings and the board's failure to provide remote access information for those meetings. That same day, Public Access Counselor Bartel accessed the section of the village's website where notices and agendas were posted for the board's regular meetings. The Open Meetings Act declares that it is the public policy of this state that its citizens shall be given advance notice of and the right to attend all meetings at which any business of a public body is discussed or acted upon in any way. The findings and the conclusions. Because the board provided insufficient advance notice and afforded inadequate access to the regular meetings, the board violated the Open Meetings Act. And this is from the Attorney General's office. So the findings and conclusions is that the Village of University Park Board of Trustees violated the Open Meetings Act by failing to provide the public with adequate public access to the February and January regular meetings. The board is directed to include remote access information such as a telephone number or a web-based link. So I wanted to share that with you so that you would know that the board is responsible for locking out
The 3 minutes is up.
the residents of University Park. And I do ask that that never happen again. Thank you.
Mayor Morgan.
Good evening, everybody. I'm still asking the question that has been asked in the last few meetings. And that's pertaining to the over $2 million that's in the special events account. That account paid payroll, $174,000 on 2/22/22. That brings to mind to me, if that Mo's account, because that's actually what it is, the Mo's account paid payroll, what was the balance in our regular account? That's what I'd like to know. Anytime the Mo's account pays payroll, $174,000 on 2/22/22. What do we have in our own general account? Also, I'm quite disturbed about bags of money. The money that was collected from the metric, all of those machines and things where people pay, bags of money in the finance person's office on the floor. I'm talking about there for weeks. I wonder if it's still there. Bags of money. Someone counted up, I think just about $1,500 in a couple of the bags. Why is that money there? We have a village manager that is here, getting paid big bucks and doing absolutely nothing in this village. Why is the village manager allowing that to happen? Don't understand it. The monies that we pay to the golf course. Surely with this nice weather, it's time for some golf. Why are we missing that revenue? I'm asking these things of the board. I'm not talking to the mayor. Sure ain't talking to Missy. I'm talking to the trustees. Those are things that I ask that you all just look and see, check into. I think that things that we talk about are legitimate.
That's it, Mr. Morgan.
And you need to just check into it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I haven't received anything. I'm listening to Ms. Morgan here. Madam Village Manager, can I get a copy of whatever this statement is she's talking about, 2 million and where money is being transferred at the earliest opportunity? I won't do you like my colleague and say have it by 9 a.m. tomorrow, but now I have at least by the end of the, well, yeah. Surely, if I can have every, at least 3 months of that bank account, and if there's any further discussion, I think you and I never had a problem having a discussion over the phone or coming into your office, if you don't mind.
This is my best man. The trustees.
Bank account for the Mo's account.
Is that what I heard correctly? The Mo's? I heard money. Right, but if they have an account, Madam Village Manager, if the Mo's have an account, now please have a statement for that. But I'm listening to them. 2 million, whatever account is 2 million is at, and I have a copy of it, and we'll have a further discussion about it. Needed.
It was on record because it was brought up for.
Please, Ms. Morgan, don't yell out from the audience, please.
Yeah. It was brought up
Okay.
by trustee Jenkins.
You'll be leaving out the minute, you're not gonna disrespect me.
For stated, it was the Mo's account.
Okay, I was out.
We recognize me. Mrs. Ernestine, I called today to ask you some questions in reference to, these accounts, and to no avail, she did not respond. So I have no other choice. She told me, but for 8 hours, are you kidding? Okay. I'm not as nice and forgiving as my colleague to the right of me. I'm going to be, it was 2/22/22. I need the balance of general funds tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for 2/22/22. Also, I need you to explain to every taxpayer that is sitting in this room why this money has been, this governmental money has been commingled in the special events account. You know that it didn't need to, and it should not have been done that way. So I need to know, why was it done? And are you still doing it? And so now I need a current balance for the special events account as of tomorrow at 9:30. I'll give you to 9:30. Because this makes absolutely no sense. And the thing about this is that the taxpayers deserve answers. They're paying your salary, they're paying the salary of all of the employees, and we're tired of not having any form of transparency when it comes down to our finances. Also, I would like to know, when are our audits done for 20 and 21? Have they been done? Mrs. Ernestine.
Are you wanting me to respond to that?
I asked the question, I should do.
They are, 20 is currently being completed. I have been very aggressive on the request from the auditors as well. We have hoped by the end of the month, we will have it completed. That's one of the things I have CC'd, going forth, so there'll only be, we're asking for the completion of 20, and we're asking for expenditures to date on 20 and 22. So hopefully by the end of the month, we should have the completion of 2020.
Okay, also, I have spoken with the comptroller's office as well, and our TIP reports are 6 years behind. And I need to understand why is that as well, because they don't have. And I do have a number for you that you can call if you want, and they will give you the same information that they give me. So I'm looking at this situation. You are our TIP administrator, so I need to know why. And also,
I didn't understand your question.
are our TIP reports done? Are all of them done for the last 6 years?
I haven't been here for 6 years,
But have you completed them?
I haven't been here for 6 years.
Okay, well, have you completed the last 2 years?
Could I respond to you?
Well, no, the fairness in this is say 6 years, we're not gonna say that, but 2 years, I need to know if they're completed.
That's it, trustee.
Please, Mayor, don't do that. This is information
Officer
that we
Garcia,
all
take this
need
lady
to
out,
know.
please.
Mr.
Take them out.
Mayor,
I want out of there. Don't let her come back in either. Get out.
You know, so now we're
We're not playing with this.
because this makes absolutely no sense. You haven't answered any of the questions in reference to these taxpayers' finances. And they want to know about their finances, and you get angry, and they paying your salary as well as mine, this stipend. Are you kidding me? Our pool is closed, our streets have no line.
We're gonna be in order with this, trustee. We're not gonna have it.
Oh,
So finish your question with the
I
manager.
asked her, have you did the TIP reports for the last 2 years? Would you please
We're
answer
working
yes
on the
or no?
last, we're working on the last year and a half, but they have been brought, legal or illegal, they have been brought up to standard since I have been.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time working with the auditor,
Okay, well,
trying to bring the past up, because we couldn't report the current ones until the last ones were completed. And I have been working, the financial office has been working, Kathy Orr, and she's very strict with it. We're having the auditors make some changes because the information didn't match. Believe me, we have been working on them. But there were years we had to catch up that had not been done.
well, can I ask another question? Would you explain to the taxpayers who Kathy Orr is and what she does?
Kathy Orr is the village's secretary.
So if the village's tip attorney is assisting you with doing the tip, why is the village paying you to do the TIF? You're
First
getting
of all, she's an attorney.
Okay.
legal, So we're going back at the things back there. We talked about tip 5.
Right.
We talked about that, and don't want to make that a part of this discussion.
Okay.
But we're taking balances and bringing them forth every year.
Okay.
So if we have to go back and bring it up to current, that is the problem. You cannot bring current balances up, and the state will not accept, and you have to bring the subsequent year up to the present. And trustee, believe me, we are working on those. We are working on them. And the Spirit is working with us as well. It's more than one person because I was not here before, so we're trying to pull all that's been done to bring up to current status of it. And a lot of other things have been found out. We won't discuss that.
So what you're saying is 4 years of TIF is current. And 2 years that trustee Jenkins is asking about, you're working on that with Cat 4.
Yes.
So 4 years.
The preliminary report has been done.
Let me get this straight. 4 years of the TIF have been our current.
Our current, right?
Our current. They're done.
What, are you talking about the arrears?
Yes, the rearage.
Trustee, I'd have to look at the 3rd year, but I tell you one thing, we've completed them. But the attorney is not going to approve them until certain things are changed. And I don't want to get in that out here, but there have been preliminary reports done on TIF, on those. And we still have them. We can't submit them to the state because I've talked to you all about TIF 5 and other things. So the point is, as I said again, we are bringing them up to date.
All right, that trustee,
But could she clarify for the audience, please?
Ms. Lawson.
I'm asking a question. Could you clarify it for the audience? What is done and what is not? Just need that clarification.
Okay, I can't go through all of that right today, right now. I can do it and bring it to the board at the next meeting and let them know. There are several things. We've talked about some things about.
Just a second, man.
Ms. Larson, and to the public, what I can do. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, what I can do, Kathy Orr is of counsel for our firm. I'll contact Kathy. I'll send Kathy an email tonight after it, and I'll get something to the trustees and to the mayor and the trustees and find out exactly where she's at on it. Because Kathy Orr is the attorney that Ms. Ernestine is talking about, is of counsel to our firm. And I'll contact her and I'll find out. Does that, I think that'll, we'll get from Kathy Orr, I'll get it to the trustees, the mayor, and then,
When will we know?
well, I'll get it to the client and then they can report what they have at the next meeting. You have a meeting in 2 weeks, they can report that. I think you'll get that information out, but I'll contact Kathy Orr and I'll CC the board members on that email that I send to Kathy Orr in the morning.
We don't have a meeting in 2 weeks.
Okay, I'll do my part. That's all I can do is I can get the information to the trustees.
Thank you, Joe. Deborah Stroud.
Good evening, Mayor, board, those present, those viewing. Trustee Frazier, the heat that's outdoors, your body inside tonight. Okay. I'll bring that. I dropped the mic. That was beautiful. Ken Franklin, Bridget, the whole group is blessing. It's a blessing, very much so. Y'all act like y'all didn't see me break it. I just dropped the mic. Okay, as a 24-year voter registrar, deputy registrar, from the registration drives that I've done this year, I'm hoping and praying the reason the attendance was not up like it has been throughout the years is because everybody is registering online. That's the tale I'm telling myself and I'm sticking to it. It's not about just registering, it's about voting. But those that have registered, please vote. Secondly, I want to say to any and every University Park resident, because me, as a aunt, a great aunt and a great aunt, I'm only celebrating 8 graduations this year. And I just want to congratulate all the graduates. You know, COVID made it where I couldn't pull up in somebody's driveway when I saw the yard sign and congratulate mom and dad, and then register they graduated. So I've had to calm down, woosah over that. But congratulations to them. I gotta go there because I told them to watch this board meeting. I have 5 great nieces graduating. I have 2 great nephews graduating and a great nephew graduating. Auntie, all that. Okay, because I can give everybody an envelope. That's why I went past in my pocket sometimes. But anyway, it's not like that year I had 13 graduations. So, and to each and every man and woman that has done the duo role, as I said Mother's Day, I say it for Father's Day. Congratulations to all the fathers and to all those mothers who had to step in there and do that duo parenting. That's all I have to say tonight. But again, oh, I'm sorry. There's someone else here. She's got to leave, but I asked if it would be okay if I gave you her information, Trustee Franklin, because she would like to give each of the 6 that were here today. She would love to present each of them with something. Time's up, but her name is Gloria Grant, and I'll pass her information. Thank you. Everyone be safe and enjoy the summer.
That ends our public comment section. It looks like, President, 518 B and C are here. So we're gonna move on to, presentation and discussion of the Black Fire Brigade. Wait, Minister Woods. 8A, B, and C.
Good evening, everybody. My name is, Good evening, everybody. My name is Lieutenant Quincy Ann Curtis, 35-year veteran of the Chicago Fire Department. And I'm really here to discuss the Black Fire Brigade, which you guys just to bring you up to speed with us. June 2018, we started the Black Fire Brigade. June of 2018, we started the Black Fire Brigade. Since the concept of it, we put 490 kids through school, 140 single moms, and 13 homeless kids. So our number one thing is crime prevention. We're a number one crime prevention program in the state of Illinois, and that's been recognized by the governor. So we're actually the number one in the United States. We deal with public safety, and that's everything with police, fire, paramedics, and EMTs. It's a great opportunity for the Village University, for your kids out here to become members of the Black Fire Brigade. We send them to school, we train them, we employ them. It costs them absolutely $0. Phase 1 of the programs, they start off at $24,000. They're done in 90 days. Phase 2, when they go through, they go in as medics. They start off, they go to $72,500. We got 20-year-old kids right now that's making $100,000 a year. So I know you guys got a busy meeting. I just wanted to bring it up. We'll drop a card off to everybody here. We're here to help your village grow. We're here to help you not become a violent village. And whatever you guys need from us, we will come out here and talk to all your young kids. We do everybody from 18 to 30. And that's the reason why 18 is you can't get your state license until you're 18 years old. So any kids, any young people in the community from 18 to 30, we take it to the next level.
We'll set something up.
I'm sorry?
We'll set up something. We like that.
Okay, great. Thank you. You guys enjoy your night.
Hey, man, thanks for coming out.
Mr.
Go ahead. Yeah, man, sure. First of all, any questions? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you, Lieutenant. you said actually something that was very important, that we have an obstacle out here, and that is, I was the former chairman of the Police and Fire Commission, and I think it was back, back, what was that, in 2009 or 11, they made that crazy law that they combined all the scores. It was bad on firefighters. And so what happened was, that was the last time University Park had 8 Black firefighters on the list. What I hate was the option that year, we had an opportunity, and I'm talking about candidates who tested well, but one guy got like a 92, 93. And administrations changed, a new mayor came in, and the new chairman of the commission chose option B, which was the EMT in the score, and it wiped everything out for Black firefighters being at University Park at that moment. I returned in 2014. The problem that we're seeing here, and this is me being honest, is that we can't get young men motivated to come into the fire field. I am a retired country club hills officer. I did a decade in Harvey, and I did 15 in country club hills, 5 in country club hills before my injury. We can't even get young men to be police officers now too. But, and we're talking out here when it comes to testing. And as you can see, Chicago is having that same problem. What I appreciate you is coming out here and explaining it. And let me ask you, were not the guys that were on WGN, they did a special.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I seen you.
Can I see you?
I seen you on TV.
Yes, sir.
So I seen that. I was I'm very glad and very happy with what you're doing. I haven't seen so much death, it's not even funny. This weekend just so happened, I was so glad that Coach Franklin did what he did. And I was looking at those young men. Just so happened, what was the rapper? Cash got killed. Okay? So me, in my lens, I'm reading police reports of Chicago and seeing and reading brings a flashback of how the days of Harvey of the 90s of drug phase. Our boys need saving. Coach Franklin is an example. Here in UP, he's that seat here. You have to give it to him. I did my thing in Harvey. My wife back there, she gets kids and she helps, I'm sorry, baby. She helps kids with the, baby, what's that? Dr. Bates, help. Upper Brown, for pre-high school, we everywhere. Because we done seen enough with these kids, these babies today, that it's a problem. I would really, and I know you come in and come out, but after doing research and I got a call, I appreciate anything and if we can to get something going like this in University Park, because as far as the firefighters themselves, we have an excellent fire department. And the chief would sit here and tell you in a heartbeat, he will love Black firefighters. But I think the problem that comes in is our young men wanting to come into the fire field as well as the police field. For those who don't know, Ms. Stroud, when I was 16, his name was Detective Eves at the time. I was just a bad little boy over there on Landau being bad. And her son was a police explorer. So what happened was I was between Chicago and now University Park. And University Park, the resources we had there, I was set to join her explorers and her son talked to me. Little did I know, almost 15 years later, I would end up being in training at the middle school for active shooter training. So everybody, if we just embrace our young men like I seen what you did on TV and continue to do, Board, this is something that a door that has to open, because the only thing I can say, I would not be a police officer if my mom didn't bring me up to the police station and her, Ms. Stroud's son, who retired from our department as a commander, was part of that example and those opportunities that finally opened up. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for that moment in that Scared Straight video, when I went back to Chicago, I was so committed, I joined the 4th District Police Department and worked for the Chicago White Sox at the same time in the Bulls until I was hired as a Harvey police officer. That's the doors that we need to open for our young men. Coach Franklin and myself, what I admire about him, he's in youth, and he continues to work with the youth. I went up to high school. What I love is even in high school, I'm at that level watching still. And what we don't realize in University Park is that what we had left, but now we have an opportunity to bring it back. So I don't mean, because I can get long-winded, but when it comes to young men and me reading the reports this weekend, it almost made me, I had a semi-flashback and I somewhat cried on the couch at 5 a.m. when I was reading the report of how even a 17-year-old girl shot up 9 times. 9 times. They just killing each other over there on 64th and King Drive, and nobody, brother, you know, sometimes all it takes is somebody just, let's talk, whatever it is. And we were able to accomplish it somewhat in the 90s, but right now I'm so scared it's not even fun.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
First of all, I don't live there. I was born and raised in Green Green. I lived there my entire life, up to 3 years ago. I actually just got introduced to the South Side 3 years ago. Wow. So I'm from the street. I understand the street. Something everybody don't even know. I was a policeman first before I was a fireman. This is my 35th year on the fire department. My 2 sons are Chicago police officers right now. I have twin boys that are Chicago police officers. One 5th District TAC and one's in the 10th District. So I understand this. The problem with our youth is access to opportunity. You know, they can't walk in a firehouse and see me. If you can't see me, you can't believe it. You can't become me. That's just a reality. You know what I'm saying? If every time somebody pull up, they don't see me, they have nobody they can talk to. And my thing is, I'm going to change that narrative before I leave this job. I refuse to retire until I see the change that I need to see. I've seen more kids shot and killed in my lifetime than the average guy in Vietnam. I've done CPR on more babies. I've seen more kids shot in the head. The things you see on TV, I'm the guy in the TV. So this is real for me. I'm real passionate about this. You know, I do this. I did this with my own money. No city, state, county, or federal dollars have ever funded this program. That is a fact. So I take this extremely serious, and I take these young people extremely serious. All they need is direction. They need somebody to talk to them and not at them. And if we start doing that, you can see a change overnight. I guarantee you. I have a proven record, and I'm gonna say this before I leave. I got a phone call in a visit from the Israel Council Ministry of Defense. Just left the fire brigade yesterday. They flew from Israel to talk to me. I got 5 other states bidding for me to leave Illinois. Why are you wasting your time? They don't understand your talent. Go where you are really appreciated. You're fighting people to help people that don't even understand what you do. Your kids have been involved in 4 life safety events that made national news. They know about me across the river. And our local people still haven't gotten it. Wow. I watch these guys shoot and kill every day. We can change that. We just gotta work together. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Mayor. If we can hurry up, because what?
Quentin has a venue on Kessie for the older people to really get to know him. It's a bunch of venues.
So the Black Fire Brigade originated at 8404 South Kennedy. And at that venue is how we funded this program. So we have events there. None of us takes a salary. 100% of that money has been used since he is in school. So that's how we've been able to fund what we do. And so now we have a firehouse, we have a fire engine, we have an ambulance in the city, and that's now the new training center at 54th and Wabash. This program that we have here, we can have it out here too. And we're willing to come out here and help you guys. If you want us, we're here. And we know what to do.
I just want to mention something. My daughter graduated from Fremont High School. She is now in Dallas, Texas, in training to be a firefighter. So
Congratulations.
So I'm really excited about this program, bring this program here for my boys. So yes, this is great.
If you get a chance, go to our website. We're on every social media. Our kids work for, we got 14 kids in Chicago Chicago Police Department. We got several on Cook County Sheriff Department. We got several in CFD. Our kids work for every private ambulance company in Cook County. There's not an ambulance company you can go to in Cook County that does not VFB kids on those ambulance, and including the hospitals. When you go to ER, those are our ER techs. Those young black kids you see there, those are our ER techs working on you coming in. So when you get a chance, go on there. Our kids work for New Orleans Police Department, Houston Fire Department. So we make them test everywhere, and we teach them how to take tests.
If we can do it, yes. I'm glad. This is what we have long needed. We don't have the personnel for the police explorers. We don't have the personnel for the firefighters to bring in cadets. And like I said, because when we show up to the scene and someone's shot, who do we call? And I think I'm glad you said it, because like I know, it's that feeling, man, that I hate. Go to a scene and a young man, that feeling. It's an eerie feeling. I can't even describe it. I can't even connect, but thank you so much. I'm glad, I heard and I seen it on the agenda with the mayor, but I did not know until a firefighter called me this weekend and told me, hey, this is what it's about. And it clicked. I said, wait a minute. And I'm watching the audience and I'm like, is that the guy that was on I got it written, WGN? So thank you for what you do. And for one brother who youth officer in Harvey for a decade, this is something finally that we got going that you can't find anywhere. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thanks again.
Hey, I'll be talking to you real soon, okay? Thanks, Wendy. All right. Next person, we're gonna move around a little bit. If you guys don't mind, we're gonna bring the Terrico up and then we'll bring up Mike's Wi-Fi. Hey, just for the record, Dan, I've been trying to get Quentin since the pandemic started, man. We done had so many different video calls, but now we got it.
If you have any children that would like to sign up and start the program this summer, we have seats available. Okay, they can go to the website and register.
Okay, we'll do it.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees. My name is Dan Wander. I've been for you guys for the last couple of years talking about our project at Suckle and Central in University Park. We're very excited that we think we'll be able to get this project going later on this summer, provided that we can finish up our approvals here. And today I just wanted to walk you through kind of where we're at on the project and talk about where we're at in terms of finalizing the actual site plan that we're working on and the incentive agreement that we talked about. So I presented some materials to the trustees this evening. One of the things that I think that we should be very proud of, and very fortunate here, because we've been able to be working on this for a long period of time. We've been able to expand this project, probably increase it by probably over 100%. In terms of doing this, we have 3 different components. The big, we've got the corner travel center we've been talking about, which is parcel A. Yeah, and then parcel B, we're doing truck trailer parking, which is going to be a good complementary use of the travel center. And then adjacent to that, we'll be doing a large industrial building in 62 acres immediately to the east of that parcel. All told, project in terms of overall scale will be approximately $75 to $100 million. It's going to be a huge boost in terms of economic development for the community. Just jumping around in my presentation a little bit in the last page, talk about sort of the significant job creation you're gonna be able to do with new construction, full and part-time jobs for the community. And that's something that will also have a huge and lasting impact in terms of what we're going to be doing. To be able to facilitate this project, we've been in constant discussions with the mayor and many of the trustees. We actually met about 6 months ago at the ICSC convention in Las Vegas. We were very meeting there and sort of outlined with your input what we were looking for in terms of the exam. The important things here is that it's scaled appropriately to be able to make this project work. We could be able to get started right away. So there's two different things that we're looking at. One thing is on the real estate taxes, we're looking at an abatement for only the industrial portion. That's to be able to make it competitive with other properties in the area and be able to do a speculative development there. We'll be able to build that building without having a tenant. And the advantage there is that you know that long term, eventually you're going to be able to get that leased or sold, and that will be a significant economic driver for years to come. Second thing is on the corner, in order to be able to get all the infrastructure in and be able to get the travel center going on an ongoing basis, we have a sales tax incentive there. Pursuant to really where our discussions are, so there's a win-win for both of us. The incentives is capped on the larger industrial piece of 10 million, and on the sales tax incentive that's capped at $5 million. So you know we're going to be sunsetting 15 years on the corner and 10 years for the industrial portion. So that most of the dollars in terms of what's coming to the village up front, in terms of where we're at, you know, we're looking at probably it starts out at $80,000 in terms of the real estate taxes that will go up every year. By the time these things both sunset, we're looking at probably $2-3 million a year in economic benefit for the community. So we're really talking about sort of a generational opportunity. The other things that Black Fire Brigade gentleman here, he was very inspirational. You know, you'd be able to have resources to be able to expand those kinds of programs here in the community. I think that will be very, very important. So if you're available to answer any questions, we'll be able, like I said, be able to get started later on this summer.
Do you have a building date?
Well, I'd say that on the phase build, excuse me, I think it's yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sure. I know the last time we had a conversation, the initial conversation, thank you for the proposed plan here. I know we spoke about a truck stop, and most definitely I'm for the development because that is our TIF 7 over there.
No.
Yes, it is. Yep, it is.
No.
Am I correct?
No.
What y'all done did?
No.
What?
University Parkway and Central Avenue.
Well, nonetheless, that corner, what we did, and I can go on, this is what I remember. I don't care what anybody else say. This is what I remember. That corner, that truck stop is somewhat in the plan that was in the vision. Ms. Star Lawson was here that meeting, and she can tell you, we were looking for somewhat what you were building there, and as well as hotels. So the question, if you go to the plan here, plan on B, is that, or excuse me, lot B, is that gonna be a building, or you just having a lot, or what exactly? Because I see B and C, and I quite don't remember hearing that.
No, it's a fair question. I think initially, one of the things that we were thinking about was some commercial development there.
Right.
Some QSR restaurants and potential hotel.
There you go.
So you are right about that. In terms of demand, and when we're going on the site, we have demand for the truck parking there. And I think that you'll be able to get future commercial development in other areas in the community. I think that right now, from what we're seeing in terms of where we're at, to be able to make this work and be able to get started, we're going to be shifting our gears on that 15 acres. To be able
You all are shifting the gears.
We can't hear what you're saying, sir.
So let me ask this. Board, are you okay with that? He's shifting the gears. That area, that corner, and again, the resident that was here when we passed it 7, that area is for retail. I'm seeing B and C for industrial.
Currently the underlying zoning, okay, as it relates to both of these parcels,
Okay.
okay, is for manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're rezoning the corner to be able to get the special use, to be able to do the travel center.
Right.
We're looking at, in terms of retail development there,
Okay.
we're looking at probably plus or minus over $20 million in retail sales between gas and the restaurants that we're going to have embedded in the travel center there. So you're talking about a very robust retail development.
Right.
In terms of what you're getting.
Right.
So I don't think that there may be some things that we thought about in terms of our initial plans, but it's evolutionary in terms of where we're at. And in terms of what we're doing on an overall basis, by doing the industrial and the commercial at the same time, we're talking about a significantly larger project.
I'm gonna yield my time, but I'm gonna express my frustration. And naturally the people made a choice. It's a new board, it's a new mayor. But one thing I would say is this. I knew that we were trying to bring something in there that was retail. I don't care if we can bring a huge, any type of box for that area. Amazon, I can get away with it. Steel company over there, I'm definitely frowning. I want to make sure before I leave in 2025, in this village, we put up something over there and stick to the plan of retail. That's all I'm saying as a trustee, as one of the trustees up there. If something on the market changes, that's understandable. And no, let me say this too. This is not directed towards you. The person who I'm talking to, they know just what the hell I'm talking to. Because I am a very compromising person. I believe in this democracy. After watching, whether you voted for Trump or not, did we all watch how the narrative can be switched or a lie can be told? And it can shift your democracy. And in this democracy, we can sit here and if it passes with 4 votes, fine, because that's our government. But I remember Trustee Williams was still here, and Trustee McMullen was still here, and we did it on the Zoom, and we all knew that that corner, and what made it even more significant is that I know at minimum one resident, I don't remember if Ms. Billy was here, but I know Ms. Star Lawson was here because she demanded that Mayor Covington give her the TIF diagram that at first she would not give to Ms. Lawson until Trustee Payton said, well, you can have mine. Because we want that area to be a 15-year TIF. The residents can't suffer no more. So I'm sure we're gonna talk more later about it. I was just thrown off when I seen it and I had checked, I have not talked to my colleague, I haven't talked to anybody to make sure that I've seen this correct. And I hear what you're saying about the market, but University Park, there's a ton of people, a dime a dozen that wants to come and build over there industrial, but we need retail. Yes, I agree with you when it comes to development here inside the village, but right now, that also is a problem because this goes about 4 village managers ago, we don't have so many. The card numbers won't permit us to build a store here like we have Waltz over on in Crete. So the best scenario is us out there closer to I-57. That's the purpose of that intersection. And bring in that retail, that truck stop is going to boom. It's going to boom. We passed a hotel ordinance for the purpose of that area. That's why we did it. So I just want the trustees to know that I'm listening, but also remember what we did something different. It's 2 new trustees on the board, but I'm only here to give my perspective to represent the people who was there that day and remember what happened and the plan that we were going to have. If we go in a different direction, I just hope we have a direction where we definitely get a hotel in there. We definitely find at least and look. To be honest, I was trying to envision because we don't build all around there. We got Carvana at our front damn door, which is the what you call this, the maintenance center. So in my vision, I'm trying to think, Lot C here would be perfect for a huge box store to go. Lot C and Lot B would be beautiful for a hotel restaurant. If we can put that into our proposal, I'll vote and support you all day long with that. But when we start talking industrial, University Park got more doggone factories than we, I don't want to use the mayor word, let me take doggone back. We have more factories than we need. We do. I would like to see more of the retail. Mr. Mayor, this is the committee of the whole, so I'm just expressing dialogue. Correct. I yield my time.
Trustee Franklin?
Yes, sir. So far. So first, Trustee Brooks, I'd like to say I agree with your thought process. Actually, I was at the meeting. I remember that. I was attending meetings back then as well. Here's something though that may provide some sense of comfort for you. I agree. Retail is definitely something that we need. I plan on being here for a while and living in this village and continue to raise my children here. And I agree that retail is definitely something that we need here in the Village of University Park. When I went to Vegas to the conference, this was the most inspirational experience that I've ever experienced. I met with about 27 retail companies within the 2 days I was there, and 57 companies in all. What I learned is that there was a lot of affluent white communities there who had their entire boards and aggressively going out to get things to bring them back to the community. And that was my mission as well. And as I met with these retail developers and different companies, one thing that I realized very quickly is that University Park is a great prospect. And we have something that a lot of communities don't have, and that's land. We're doing some things now, and I agree, you know, we have a lot of factories, but at the end of the day, industrial makes the world turn, and that's a fact. As well as bringing jobs to the community is bringing jobs to the community. One thing that I learned meeting with a grocery store developer is talking about the amount of jobs that we've created in the past 2 years. They were excited because their rationale was the people that work at University Park is gonna have to find somewhere to shop and eat. And even if we don't have the traffic count naturally through the residents, people are gonna come to the village to work, even if they're not from the village. So as the conversation went on, he began to see how more of a great place that this may be for that type of establishment. I met with everything from Planet Fitness Health Club to auto shops and TJ Maxx and 7-Eleven and all these different establishments. And I felt proud to be able to sell the Village of University Park to these different establishments. And the more I sold, the more I understood that we are a valuable place. We are a valuable place. It's business to them, but to me, I'm looking at it as I'm bringing something back to this community. So it could be business to you, but to me, it's going to benefit our residents. So I want to give you a sense of comfort, man. I'm not playing games about this, man. When I would, I'm sure people gonna put negative things out there and say we were out there kicking it and all that. But let me tell you something, man. I've never been away from my wife and children for 3 days. This was a sacrifice for me. It's not a game to me. And I'm thankful that my wife allowed me to go because she knows my heart, my passion. She knows I'm not going out there playing no games. It was an inspirational experience. But I watched how there were deals being made on the spot. Look, absolutely. Lil Caesar emailed me yesterday. I have three companies that I already followed up with. And they want to come, they want to fly in and do a visual because they've done their research and they see the potential. So I don't care what nobody say, I'll never miss it again. Because what I do know is that these businesses are not just knocking on our door and saying, hey, we want to build there, we want to come there, we want to build a grocery store there. And see what I see these other communities doing, they going out and getting them. And that's what we have to do. This is my first time in the 3 years I've been in office that I've been able to travel to do this. But in my opinion, it's the most valuable thing that a trustee can do is go out and be aggressive and sell this community and bring these companies back to the community. So I agree, retail is what I was on. I was on retail, I was on health, right? And also just the groceries and the basic commodities that we don't have. And one thing that we have, like I said, is the land, the jobs, the traffic. We have some key components that everybody likes, and that's why it's already been 3 retail organizations that have reached out already and want to know more, want to see more. So I just want to give you a sense of comfort, man. I'm with you on the thought process. I agree 100%. I would love to see a nice hotel as you get off the interstate and these different things. You know what I mean? But I also understand that the residents want the taxes to come down. And I know for a fact, because I studied political science, people may not like the business that we brought as of recently, but we are putting together the recipe to bring taxes down. I ain't arguing with that, it's true. There's a recipe to bring taxes down, and you have to admit that we have begun to put that recipe together. Economic development, jobs is 2 key pieces of the puzzle, and that's happening. Now, what we have to be responsible about is as we continue with economic development, is that we put things in place like retail, put things in place that's going to benefit the youth and the seniors as we continue to build. So I agree with you 100%, man. And, I would love more than anything, because like I said, I remember that because I got excited, like, man, we're going to have a hotel. I was really young, I went in the office, and I was just thinking like, man, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You pull off the E-way, we have nice hotels and different things like that. So I agree with you 100%. I would love if that was in this proposal. But I will say I'm not against the proposal because I'm 100% for economic development and to bring in more jobs. I want to have more jobs than we have residents. That's a vision of mine. And then that way, nobody have an excuse. You know what I mean? We can take these excuses away. So that's just my thought process on it, man. And I just want to give you a sense of comfort, man. I would invite to have a conversation with you and more in depth about who I met with, but let me tell you, man, 8 hours a day on the grind. I wasn't playing no games. It was
I believe it.
it was
I
not a
believe it.
joke, man.
Yeah, I
It's
believe it.
personal to me, so I just want to give you a sense of thought.
Yeah. Thanks, Trustee, 'cause you know, I just knew somebody had to remember that meeting. Sometimes I know, even though I'm just touching 50 this December, I ain't lose my memory. But, you know, yeah, okay. I just, you know, I'm glad because when I look at this, I know that's one prime opportunity we have. Usually when someone starts building, if it's not quite what, you know, what fit the community, it's like, in a way, it may bring jobs, but that's that wasted space. But that space over there, I mean, when I look at I was just thinking like, oh man, that could be a huge, whatever store. I don't care if it's Home Depot or, you know, and then a Lowe's, anything, you know.
One thing I said is that I don't want to, you know, I don't want to run out of land before we get our grocery store, right? You know what I mean? So at some point we gotta, you know,
Yeah.
need a nice spot. We need to save a nice spot.
Right.
For those type of things.
Right.
Hey, Dan,
So I yield my time.
I'm just gonna piggyback, just go over a few steps on what this board is working on and how we plan on getting the things that we need. The first step is creating a workforce. Creating a workforce creates the traffic pattern, creates the cars that justify the investment in the community. So what we've done so far since we've been in the office, we've created a workforce of over 2,500 people. And that's starting to get a lot of attention out there in the area. So every retailer realizes that with all those workers, with the 600 at Carolina, with the 1,000 at Amazon, with the 500 at Century Steel, with the $34.9 million going into the Metro redevelopment, the retailers are starting to look because they realize all of these workers in a concentrated area need someplace to eat lunch, breakfast, and dinner. So it's a pattern to get these things done. So we're creating a workforce. Now we're creating the traffic count. Next thing is going to happen, the retailers are going to start looking because they realize these are not just people need things, these are necessities that people have to have these things for lunch. And then what's going to happen next, the new housing market is going to come. Because people are going to get tired of commuting from Chicago, from all over to come here to work. And before you know it, they're going to start looking at new housing markets. And then we'll start keeping more money back in our pockets. So it takes about 18 months to 2 years before the residents can actually start seeing the benefits of the guaranteed real estate taxes, the incentive on these sales taxes. But it's a great process, and we're actually getting there because a lot of the stores that we went to wouldn't even pay attention to it unless we had an anchor store. Trustee Lewis, Shirley, we all said different meetings. They said if you don't have an anchor store, a Target, or a big box store, we're not most likely going to come to that area. But now, since we've concentrated this workforce, they're starting to look. Amazon Fresh called today. We've been talking with Amazon Fresh. We all know we need a grocery store. This is a food desert. Thank God for our partners down at Faith Movers Church. They're going to be building a grocery store to help our residents, and a gymnasium and all the other things that we've been desirous of. So we're working on great things with our TOD study, which is a mixed use development directly across the street from Governor State, where you will have condominiums upstairs and restaurants and stores downstairs and additional housing. We're working hand in hand with Governor State University. So we are on the right path. It has been a long time since there's been this kind of movement in University Park. And we all know we want to stir a local economy because just like everybody out there, we pay taxes. And we're not the tax people. It's the school district, it's the county. We're paying for the school district. We're paying for the new airway communication system. We're paying for the new Joliet courthouse. And you can look at it, we still are the lowest taxing body out there. And we hear you. Trust us. Give us a little understanding. We didn't have nothing 5 years ago. There was nothing to talk about.
We still don't have.
We on the right path. So just, you know, it's a process.
Where is
And everybody gets an opportunity to see.
Instead of constantly building and bringing in,
Mrs. Morgan, I've asked you, I've
Where
asked
is
you
the
to please,
maintenance?
I asked you to
You
please.
still got a big tree right there on University Park.
I've asked you over and over again to please just be respectful
Isn't this-
and not holler out.
Isn't this the cow?
Any other questions for,
You can't just say whatever you want to say and think that we just
Right.
gonna accept that. I'm asking us a question. Where is the
I
maintenance?
do have a question for you. I'm sorry, of the, strategy. I think, I just want to bring clarity to something you said. So you said, potentially $2 to $3 million, dollars, and I'll let you finish that.
Sure, so what I was gonna say is that really on the sort of sunsetting of the incentives that we're looking at, between the real estate taxes and the sales taxes that are gonna be generated here, you're gonna be looking at between $2 to $3 million of economic development. You know, upfront, you know, it's mostly gonna be on the real estate side, a little bit less than $1 million, but that's gonna go up. But over time, you know, we expect to reach our caps on our development. And then future taxes on that from this valuation standpoint will be probably between $2 and $3 million. And one other thing that I'd like to say, we've done at Terraco, very experienced retail developers, we've worked with a lot of communities to the extent that you'd like us to help you with anything in terms of marketing, to be able to try to identify any users or food stores or whatever else it is. We're happy to be able to provide any assistance we can. Any relationships that we have, people that we know, we can leverage, get you guys in front of, we're happy to be able to do that. We've done a lot of, we were talking about food deserts earlier, we did new Jewel food store at 63rd Cottage. One, we did that a couple of years ago. Did Walmart neighborhood market at 76 National several years ago. We've done a lot of stuff in the city of Chicago, the South Side. So we definitely familiar with some of the challenges you guys have faced. But I would say that over time, I think that your blueprint that the mayor outlined in terms of creating community, in terms of jobs and development and critical mass will lead you to be able to get the other kinds of things that you guys are trying to achieve.
and that's one thing I just want to say for the record. We appreciate you. We want you to do business, but not just develop. We want you to do business because we want you to become a community partner to invest in the community, not just in your business.
For sure, absolutely, absolutely. We're here to be able to do that.
Okay, doke. Anybody else there? Manager E, then Ms. Lawson, thank you. Manager E.
Mr. Wonder, this purpose of this.
Microphone, please. Microphone, please.
Purpose of this primarily today was a discussion and bring it to the board, but it was just that. We will be discussing with our attorney about some concerns regarding this economic incentive plan, because they changed, goes back to what the mayor just said, that we gotta be a partner in this effort. When I reviewed it this time, there were some changes contrary to what we thought initially. So I think what's gonna have to happen in attempting to expedite this plan, we've gotta go back and look at some issues. So we're gonna call you on that after we set that up.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
fine.
be soon.
We're happy to be able to work with you guys to be able to make this work for everybody. I'd say that from our perspective, the most important thing we can do is try to get this to bring fruition soon, because I think that's important in terms of where we're at.
Yes, sir.
Within our development time. Okay?
All right.
I got a question.
Yeah, yes, sir. Trustee Brooks.
Thank you, now, village manager.
Well, what did you say?
Madam Village, thank you, Madam Village Manager. So then I was not crazy, but then also it was, I got some clarification of why I read what I read. So I'm like a little detailed person. That's just how I am. So thank you, Madam Village Manager, for that clarification about the seeing the changes. Right, and why, speaking with the attorney in the chair, why we're, it get to this discussion. So thanks.
Okay, Mrs. Lawson.
I have two questions. One is, by what authority do you rezone?
In terms of, I don't have the authority to rezone. The village looks at their overall comprehensive plan, determines where they want certain uses to be able to be, and that's how the rezoning process comes up. As a developer, I make suggestions for, I think, where the uses should be, that would be commensurate with, a good planning exercise in terms of design. Most of the times, like, for example, here, they're complementary to its already.
So even though we talked about retail in the beginning, the village then allowed you to rezone, is what you're saying. Make it plain.
We were able to get a special use permit under the M1 zoning and be able to do retail on the corner.
Okay. And when you talk about the incentives cap, that's your incentive for you, not for the village?
That's correct. Incentive is an incentive to the developer, to the project.
And what is that incentive capped at?
There's two different caps. There's a cap on.
And the sales tax capped at 15 million. What's
No,
the incentive?
the sales tax cap is capped at 5 million.
At 5 million. Okay. And what's the incentives capped at?
Incentive for the real estate taxes and the industrial piece was capped at 10 million. So between all three phases, the cap was 15 million. And that's on a project that's going to be between 75 to 100 million dollars. So you're looking at probably about 15 to 20% overall incentive for the overall project.
And the dollars coming to the village up front, 2 to 3 million a year?
No, what I was saying was in terms of money coming to the village, a little under $1 million in real estate taxes up front. Based on all three phases being built.
All right. One more question in the back? Yeah, I got it. First of all, I want to address the trustee. I got you. You make sense, 1000%. I'm just going to surmise it. I am going to actually, my question though, I'm going to surmise what you're saying, 100%, 1000% right. What you want to do is bring money back into the community, even outside of the community, so we can grow and have that money coming in based on retail. Got you also, 100%. I understand. Building for sure. But again, it has to be building money from outside, from inside, in our place, period. Our money should bounce 3 to 4 times in our neighborhood before ever go anyplace else. We want that to happen here first. I agree with the board. Now, my question to you, I'm a real estate, I'm an Illinois state real estate broker. So anything you're talking about, I got it on there. So my thing is, I want to circle all the way back to this one piece. You mentioned about a big term predicated on taxes. I live in this community. I have a home in this, and my children have homes in this community. I got them homes over this. I'm really concerned about taxes being absorbed away from us and back into all these industries that's not paying the taxes that we're supposed to pay. Now, you mentioned about abatement of taxes. You said at a particular time. My question is, how long, when, and if you don't, because it's all based on this again. Your statement was that it's going to be an abatement on the taxes while you're going through the process. Understand? And when it sits there, while you're looking for another party to come and pick it up, and then they'll get it based on the taxes of the thing. How long is that we supposed to sit back and wait for? Have it be a year? My point is, what happens? Do you have a cap based upon time? If it's 6 months after we build and it's completed and it's sitting there. See, here's the thing. I already realized realistically, it's going to happen. My thing is, if it's going to happen, what are we as a community, homeowners and residents waiting for? 6 months down the line, you have a cap saying, okay, if it goes a year, and if it is, if there's a cap, if you're following me, and I'm sure you are. If there's a cap that's there, if it exceeds a year, let's say, and it goes into 18 months, what happens then? We're still sitting back and paying taxes, and we still don't get anything, no profit out of this. And are you gonna give them an incentive, the party that goes into it? Hey, I give you guys a year to get settled, and so your business is growing. You follow what I'm saying?
I do, and maybe
This is commercial.
maybe a little bit of semantics, just in terms of the way that I was describing it. But for the industrial, okay, they're gonna pay 50 cents a year in taxes.
After the fact or before the fact?
Well, until after they build it.
After it's built,
After it's built.
are you
because
still
there is a-
looking for
because-
someone to
because-
take it over though, and then they're gonna pay 50 cents on it?
No, they're gonna start paying, as soon as you develop the building
It is done.
and it's done,
Uh-huh.
building is done, taxes are gonna be paid.
Okay, what was the
Okay.
abatement portion? It was just based on.
It was just, what we're saying is that, like I said, it may be semantics, we're looking at 50 cents for them to pay,
Okay,
okay? And then that would be capped, okay, until they receive their incentive over a 10-year period. And then taxes will be whatever the market taxes are for that.
so
So
the cap
the-
is at 10 years. So the amount is 50 cents for the next 10 years.
10 years. Correct.
Based upon how much money this project is costing.
Correct. It's based on the incentive, okay? It's, the reason for the incentive is really is a couple of fold. One is that based on all the surrounding properties, including doing industrial, for somebody to come in, for my partners and I to come in and build 900,000 feet and spend $75 million on a speculative basis, we want to be able to make sure that we can attract that tenant.
Makes sense, yeah.
Okay, and so that puts us in a better position from the market standpoint to be able to create those jobs and be able to create that ability to be able to do that. We're speculating on that, we'll be paying those taxes. Okay, it will sunset regardless of whether or not we're successful or not.
Exactly.
Okay, after those 10 years.
That's the part I'm looking.
Right, right, and then in the future, when we're talking before about what the future income's gonna be, let's say that those taxes are $1.50 a foot. Okay, then all the taxes for that property, so call it another $1.5 million, all of that comes.
All that is what?
All that comes. to the community. We're out, we don't have any more. You know, one of the things that was important when we had our discussions with the community here was that we weren't getting this sort of indefinitely. We were getting this to be able to get this started, be able to attract the first users who are gonna be here. And then over time, the community, the lion's share of the benefits.
So you guys gonna eat it for the first, as soon as it's built, 50 cents, you guys gonna eat it until you find someone else to pick it up.
Correct.
And also when they pick it up, are you not giving them an incentive for the?
No,
time
they're
they-
we're gonna pass that benefit
Uh-huh.
on to the tenant.
Gotcha. So
We're not
hypothetically speaking,
we're not charging them extra.
Right, so
We're just
hypothetically,
passing
at
that
10
on.
years is our big picture.
Yep.
5 years, let's say, it took you to, did you make 50 cents all the way through?
That's right.
Hypothetically,
Yeah, that's
5
right.
years. When they come in, they only gonna have 5 years left.
That's correct.
Gotcha.
100%.
Okay,
That's 100% correct.
okay.
So what's your opinion, sir? Sir? Sir, I appreciate your comments and your expertise. And I just want, I would like you to end with your opinion on your thoughts, any final thoughts or things.
I said it at their point, it's going to happen anyway. I'm looking for the benefit for the residents, that's it. Where do we win at? Because if he's talking about, when he used the word abatement.
Yeah.
I shut down, I don't care, whatever you guys are talking about, that everything else will start rolling in my mind. Because he said, this is a set aside, to say, I am not going to pay anything, all the while, one building, and it's set there until we get someone to pick it up. And when somebody else pick it up, bid it off, you can build with them.
Yeah.
That can happen when.
Right.
And if it is, what's on the book saying that, oh, I promise to pay X, Y, Z if this goes beyond 6 months or 18 months or whatever it is. What's the agreement? I don't have the agreement. You guys have the agreement.
Yeah.
And like,
Okay.
like she
I
mentioned,
appreciate it.
I'm like, okay, you said you're gonna do it back over it, some things changed. The village manager said something changed. I agree. Take a look at it, find out. Because the ideal thing is, like you said about the hotel, to be honest with you, and like trustee over here mentioned about the income coming in from different places by putting a store there. Yes, if it's not even for the village itself, for the residents of the village, it's gonna bring income to the village. I assure you, as he said.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Because my thing as a real estate broker, my first thing is anytime I'm looking at industrial, highest and best use, always. When you're looking at a property.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, Dan. You're good.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, our last one, because I'm gonna ask somebody to take items, 1F and, E. All right. Yeah, we just had this last one, Katie's Wi-Fi. Mike, thank you, sir.
Mine's not technical. I just brought, I've been here a little bit over 7 years. My name's Mike Bleka. I own Katie's Wi-Fi and here in town by the truck stops. You had to put that in. And the fellow that will be buying my business is right here. His name is Yala. And if you have any questions for him, I'm sure he'll get back to the town like I have been doing, and donations and stuff, and that's why I picked him. He's a real good young entrepreneur.
So the business is gonna maintain the same, it's the same business, just a different ownership. Well, we greatly appreciate you bringing it.
Hope you had any questions for him.
Anybody, in case anyone does not know, Mr. Collector owns Katie's Wi-Fi. It's on Bond, it's at Central Bond.
It's on Hamilton.
On Hamilton and University Park, directly across the street from the pipe. He's been here maybe 6 or 7 years now. Okay, so that's just a little background, and he runs a gaming cafe. Okay. Yeah, right across the street from the pipe. And then where the hot dogs, his thing is. Yeah, that's his facility, yes.
Proper question. You said the donations and stuff are gonna transfer, or what donations were you doing?
No, I mean, if you have anything like the athletic program, we would give to them. About 5 years ago, we tried to get the baseball athletic program off the ground. And before, town was going through some problems, and they kept most of the money that we donated because they were putting it towards other things. In fact, you were doing such a great job with these kids, and not only athletes, because I was an athlete when I was in school, and no one was telling you good grades, they were just saying hit the bag. So I did quite well in my lifetime, but didn't have the great grades, and so you instilling that, that was really nice. In fact, I'd like to give $1,000 to your program.
So, any questions?
Yeah.
Complete that final process. Just make sure that if it does not happen, we get ready to attempt to plan on that bottom line, you know what happens.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So we can take the cost.
The other inspection.
All right, any questions for Mr. Guys? No, congratulations. And first of all, thank you for coming out to introduce yourself instead of doing a blind transfer of business. We appreciate that. Welcome to the community.
All right, thank you very much.
Mrs. Dorinda Franklin?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I don't know the trust newest ones, Mrs. Franklin, come to this. You take your time too.
Hello, everyone. Sorry about running in at the last minute, but most of you that do know us, we are the Illinois Flames Track Club. And we have the children out and we had practice today. So we just finished up practice rushing over here. So again, I apologize for running in late, but thank you for allowing me this time to speak. I did send a letter to the mayor and all the trustees. I just want to make sure that it was received about funding, about, if we could get on the agenda. I don't know, I don't know where we're at with that. So that's why I wanted to make sure I did come today. I didn't want to do something, as you say, blind and again, not have a presence. But we do appreciate the community. Again, we're the Illinois Flames Track Club. This year, we actually have 85 kids out, the majority of which are University Park children. And we're a feeder program, a continuing program for the junior high, for the high school. We're putting back into the communities. Myself and my husband, we've been in the community for over 30 years, 32 years thus far. We've had our track club since 1992. And we've been here, we've been longstanding, along with Mr. and Mrs. Vance. They're also a part of the community. All of our children have grown up, gone through the program. And so again, as in the past, we're trying to reach out and ask for a donation from University Park to see if you can assist us, because we are taking this, we had our first meet this past weekend. We were in Lau, Illinois, and we competed on Saturday and Sunday. And out of our 85 children qualified to go to the next level. Right. And that's not in just thank you. Yes, and so again, and what we do is we're training them, as we say, beginning with the fundamentals. We start at the basics. We take children of all ages from age 4 through 18, male and female. We do not require any prior training because we're there to make sure they get the fundamentals. So when they grow up, they get older, they can remember the basics, what they have to do, what they've done to keep them going, because no, they will not all go to Creek. There's Marion out there, there's everybody else out there that wants to steal University Park kids to come to their program, but they still have a fundamental, basis to carry with them. So that's what we're doing. And we will be going to the regional competition on June 29th through the 2nd, where we will again compete. And the top 6, it'll be Illinois, Indiana, and parts of Wisconsin. That will compete at that meet. We'll again be in Lyle. And out of that, as I said, the top 6 will move on to the national competition. National competition is in Greensboro, North Carolina this year. So then at that point, as we did last year, thanks again for your contribution from the mayor and everyone. We did leave from the town center. We had to go and we had to get a bus. We rented a charter bus and we were able to take the children and go to our national stage last year. That is the same we would have to do this year. But with the numbers we have, we're like, oh my God, it may take 2 buses. So we're saying, okay, we need help. So that's why we're coming again to you to try and get some of that off of us, off of our back, because we do. We charge a fee of $314. That covers their uniform. That covers their entry into all the meets. That covers their entry, their AAU card entries. What our goal is always to do is, when we go to nationals, to pay for that hotel. That's 10 days we have to pay for. We have to also pay for the bus, the lodging when we get there, and the to and from the meet every day. So we have our bus this year, I believe, is like $9,700. So we're getting that taken care of. Our hotel is $7,000. So, and we fundraise for that. We got like 5 different fundraisers out there to the children now that we're bringing in this different money. A little later on in the season, God forbid, we will be on the corner during tag days. I'm not a fan, but we do what we gotta do. So that's what we're saying. If we can just get some of this load removed, then that's what we're here asking you to assist us with.
So I did respond to the email. I'm not sure if you saw it. So I just want to say a quick word about this program that my daughters are currently participating in. It's something that's different about the Illinois Flames because this is a program that's being ran by a family. And when I tell you a family, a whole family, a big family is running this program. This is a family that is such a blessing to our community because these are Christians that are coaching our kids. These are these are people that are genuine and giving back and have a history. Three of the young men we honored today are products of the Illinois Flames, right? So I just want to be clear about the process, so you guys can get your contribution from the village. So we recently had an ordinance that we worked on to make it consistent when it comes to sport programs, and we specifically spoke about the Illinois Flames and ensured that you guys were incorporated into the budget. So the money's there for you. What has to happen this year and moving forward to guarantee that the process is seamless. You just talked about all the money that you guys spent to go to nationals, and we witnessed it firsthand. So receipts that you spent from the previous season, which would be last season, on going to national or uniform purchases, different things, you can submit up to $6,000. Okay, get that submitted as soon as possible. That way, we'll be able to provide a contribution, and we're keeping that consistent for the youth programs throughout the community, so there's no confusion. So that's the process. Go ahead and get those receipts over bring it up so the village manager can review, and you guys will be good to go.
Thank you so much.
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Yes, Ms. Track Lady. So they're trying to make some more Ricky Johnsons, I'm just saying.
I reached out to Dorothea, and many of you don't know, we competed in high school, the 100, 200. She beat me in 100 by a little bit. I was a freshman at the time, but I'm not. She's a little older, but we both went to Big Ten schools, NCAA championship. So I reached out to her for the Illinois Flames to come be a part of our youth program because no one was speaking about it. We were talking about baseball, basketball, and this. So I personally went to her house.
Yes, you did.
And told her to come out and come apply because her program has been a hard staple in this community with producing some of the fastest kids ever. People in Chicago talk about the Illinois Flames. So I just wanted to personally say thank you for coming up to address the board so that we can help the kids in all aspects in this village because your kids are also products of this community. They're on the football team, the baseball team, and thank you for coming out.
I thank you for coming to me. Yes, I do. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. There's a couple of announcements we want to make before we get out, Trustee.
Okay, so to University Park residents, the Will County is doing the water bill relief fair on June 25th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here at the 90 Town Center. Those who are eligible may receive up to $1,500 to cover. That's for disconnections, amount to reconnect, intermittent disconnection, amount to prevent disconnection, connection fees, late fees, and all regular fees, rearage and pass-through bills. So come prepared. What to bring your water bill, proof of income for 30 days, your social security number, the number of members in the household, and a copy of your utility bill. That's June 25th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's the water bill relief fair.
Trustee, who's sponsoring that?
Will County is sponsoring this and practice Senator Joyce.
Okay, thank you.
And Jennifer Bertino.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Webb, you got something?
Oh, yes. This Saturday, June 19th, Governor State is having an event in partnership with Gordon University Park on Juneteenth at the Nate. It's from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at door number F. I'm sorry?
Sunday.
No, this is Saturday.
Juneteenth is Sunday.
But yeah, right, the event is June 18th, from 1 p.m. to 6. They're going to have, they would like you to RSVP, but everyone is welcome, and the suggested donation is $10. They're going to have food trucks there, so bring your lawn chair, your blanket to sit on, water, umbrella for shade. Shoes for walking on the grass paths, and we'll be outside for the event. So this is gonna be rain or shine on June 18th, and they're gonna meet at door F. Also, we had our first car show, which was a success, and this past Sunday. And it's the second Sunday of every month in June, July, August, and September. The next one is July 10th, and it's from 5 p.m. to 9. So we want motorcycles, we want cars, we want vendors, we want to fill this parking lot like we do every year. This is our third year, and I have to say, we have been very successful at this. Also, this is golf season. So every Thursday, they have happy hour Thursday at the golf course. And they have live entertainment from 4 to 8, and the golf course from 4 to 10. So they have wine is for $4, shots are $5, complimentary hors d'oeuvres while supplies last. Does Ms. Coffee still run it?
I beg your pardon?
Does Ms. Coffee still run the golf course?
CHW Management runs the golf course.
Okay.
Okay. Also, on June 24th at 90 Townsend, it's a Friday, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. is a construction outreach fair where they're going to have the mayor, Senator Patrick Joyce is going to be speaking. They're going to try to bring contractors out here and people to supply people with contractors jobs to help them to get on some of these large projects. So we're encouraging everyone to come out to the town center here, 90 from 11 until 2 o'clock on Friday the 24th.
And just to piggyback behind this Webb. Just to piggyback, when Clayco is hosting this outreach event, the intended purpose is to help people become minority contractors, get DBE, WBE, all the different certifications that are qualifications to get on some of the construction projects here at University Park. So if you guys know minority contractors who might not have that certification yet, Clayco is willing to assist them to get that designation. So it's going to be a great event. And that's the 24th of June from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at 90 Town Center.
Yeah, could I just say this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Very importantly.
Microphone. Please.
June 30th is the last day of resident and personal vehicle stickers. That's the last day. At the regular price. From July 1, they will double thereafter as such. So we're making a public notice that they haven't gotten them. Please come on to the village hall or pay online, mail, whatever the case may be, but they gotta have them purchased by the end of the day. I wanted to mention that. Or double, ticket, double, and by law, if you're a resident and the license plate is registered to you, police officer can go up in your driveway and trustee will testify to that, give you a ticket.
All right, as we close out, just check on your neighbors and check if someone elderly or someone who might have a health condition that's very hot weather. So that's the consciences of our neighbors and our surroundings. Yes, yes.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
So
All in favor? Opposed? None. Thank you, guys. Stay not warm. Stay cool.